Hey guys, Tatiana Ward here, aka BeatFaceHoney, and thank you for joining me. So if you're not following me on Snapchat, you must. I went on this whole tangent the other day about how I'm just really sick of the trend of perfection. It's really getting on my nerves, and I know that I aid to that because I am a makeup artist. But just because it's my job and it's a passion doesn't mean that it's something that I have to do every single freaking day. I got myself to a point somehow where either I was wearing no makeup at all or I was wearing a full beat. And I miss the days when it was like you could just tweak yourself and run out the door. So I've committed to just getting back to basics, really. Of course, this isn't something that I'm going to do to a client. I get paid to give a professional makeup application. And even the most simple of makeup applications where I'm making you look like you're not wearing makeup at all, I'm always going to use foundation. There's always going to be a little bit of a contour. It's always going to be more detailed than it actually looks. But for me, on a day-to-day, especially in the summertime, I'm going to go super simple and go easy on myself. In 100-degree weather, a contour is doing me no good. And it's super annoying to put on a ton of makeup only for you to just start sweating. And don't get me wrong, my beat never runs off or anything. But it's just like, what, all of this, and I'm looking greasy and oily, and there's no primer in the world that's going to take away 100-degree weather. So when people ask me, what is your trick to keeping on makeup? Don't wear any or wear very little. And really, I feel like most people, if they're being honest with themselves, 95% of us started to get into makeup because we felt like we wanted to improve the way that we look. We wanted to look like the people that we see on TV. Perfection is the standard. So a lot of us felt inadequate, and that's why we learned the art of perfection. And although I love my craft, I need to get back to loving me and just the way I am. So these dark circles that my mother has and these cheekbones that are just good enough, they don't need to be highlighted or contoured or any of that. Of course, if it's important or if I'm really trying to stunt, I will wear makeup. My name is BeatFaceHoney and they call me BeatFaceHoney for a reason, but it just doesn't have to be an everyday thing. Like, it doesn't have to be, even if I'm going out at night, even if I'm in Manhattan going out at night, I love to see a woman who's confident in herself and has very little makeup on. That right there, to me, is a boss. Like, I love to see a woman who just knows she's beautiful regardless, and maybe even wearing a red lip with no makeup on. Ooh, I think that is so bomb. When I see girls like that, I envy them because I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had the confidence to just throw on a red lip like our moms did. Back in the day, my mom was wearing a little bit of lipstick and she lined the inside of her eye and she got her a husband, honey, and he's still holding on and she still don't wear makeup. Perfection isn't real. Doing the most doesn't have to happen every day. A knockdown, drag out beat in 100-degree weather, just, to me, it ain't fun. So I'm gonna show you the basics of what I'm wearing and how I'm trying to just look like Tatiana and run out the door with easy breezy makeup. I know some of you are gonna be like, oh, but you have such nice skin. Well, I feel about my skin the same way that I do about my hair when I really think about it. People say, how do you keep blonde hair so healthy? During the summertime, I give it a break. I have no relaxer. That means in the summertime, I can't wear it straight because I'm just gonna sweat it out. So there's only like 4 months out of the year, 5 months max, that I can wear my hair straight. So my hair is only getting heat for maybe half the year. I feel like I should adapt the same for my skin. Not wear the most makeup during the summertime because it's just gonna sweat off anyway. I'm a firm believer that genetics wins over everything. Genetics and Botox is what keeps Hollywood looking vibrant and young. There's no primer, there's no foundation, there's no magic potion. Many of you know, you watch and read my Instagram posts. I have smoked since I was 25. I smoke a lot. And all day long, people are like, your skin is so gorgeous. I just recently quit, by the way, but that was a huge secret that not very many people knew, unless you've met me and you smelled it on me. I smoked about a pack and a half every 2 days. But I still have good skin because genetically my parents have good skin. Not to say that it won't catch up with me, but you know, genetics wins over everything. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna wash my face with the Dove bar of soap that I wash my body with. And I'm going to put the Nivea lotion on my face that I use on my body. If I have a breakout, I will use Clinique. Usually around my period, you know how that go. So I'll use the bar of soap from Clinique if I'm breaking out. And I tend to break out in my cheeks and like particularly around my eyebrows for some reason. The Clinique Astringent. And one thing that I really will, even if I'm not having a breakout, use the Clinique lotion. It's a gel and it's not as heavy as like a lotion. But in wintertime, I'm using something thick on my face. My grandmother looks hella young and has like no wrinkles, and she swears by oil of Olay. I've used oil of Olay since I was a teenager for my face. Then I started making a ton of money and started using La Mer, which is like, for a bottle this big, it's like $150. Just because I wanted to be fancy, I guess. I don't know. Did that for a while and never saw a change in my skin then either. So I just am back to using whatever lotion I'm using on my body, which is always 9 times out of 10 Nivea. But like I said, in the summertime, I really do use that, that gel because it's not thick. Oh, and the dark circles that I have, I've always had. Now, mind you, they've gotten worse as I get older, for sure. And I think that's probably really the spot where drinking, smoking, and poor diet has showed up the most. But I've always had dark circles. My mom is Middle Eastern. She, her sisters, her dad, everybody has dark circles. I think it's just an Arab thing. But I've even committed to not giving a damn about them either. You won't meet these Palestinian dark circles, honey. So yeah, if you want to see the very, very, very basics of what you'll be seeing me wear on Snapchat and, you know, when I'm just running around and I'm not trying to show out and be a glamazon, stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to start with Old Faithful. This is one of those products that I've just always kept in my kit even before I started doing makeup. I was using MAC's Studio Fix powder. This is a full coverage powder. And I say all the time that you have to collect as many powders as you can. Carry that onto the neck as well. This is one of those powders that I keep many of because suppose you make somebody, this is something that was happening to me a lot in the beginning, but you don't put the foundation on correctly. They're too light. It's a full coverage powder like Studio Fix that I would go to maybe bring her back down and warm her up. And just using baby strokes, I'm going to take MAC's Spiked Brow Pencil. And the whole point of this is to not look perfect. Don't underestimate the product that's in the brow. Take a spoolie and just brush it through. You don't have to put a ton of product in there. You can put the product down and it's laid up against the skin, and then you can spread it out with a spoolie so that you're not, you know, creating too much. And I can take a little smidge of Studio Finish Concealer from MAC. Just clean it up a little bit. I'm not even trying to really highlight. I just want to, you know, make my edge slightly crisp. The color in Studio Finish Concealer that I'm using is NW35. I could take a clear brow gel from Anastasia. Run that through the brow. Brush it through. Now, if you want to put on concealer, you can. I'm not. I'm using my favorite. This is Rocket Volume Mascara. And I struggle with whether or not to put it on the bottom when I'm not wearing any concealer because I feel like it could just make it look that much darker. So maybe I'll just run a smidge through there. The most mascara can be found on the tip of your wand. So that's why I turn it at this angle. And then I'll rock it in there. And my waterline, which will surely fall eventually. So you'll want to carry that with you to touch up too. And when it does fall, you want to push it into itself. You don't want to rub out. You just want to push it in. My go-to blush is always Eternal Sun from MAC. And I just put a little bit of that on. The window for blush is very small. Just right here. You don't carry it out up here. That would be where your contour goes. And we have to be smart and practical. Consider that not only am I not contouring, not even using concealer, not even using friggin' foundation, but also, why would I put highlighter on? I'm already gonna be sweaty. That's the whole point. So you have to consider that also. If you ever should have a client, one of those people who just gets super greasy, she doesn't need your help being any more shiny. You're probably gonna wanna lay off a highlighter and not use one at all. Just make her as mad as she could be. So in the summertime, especially somebody like me who is a freaking sweater, I'll be shiny enough. Don't need to help myself out there. Get some Clear Eyes to remove the redness. Throw that in before you roll out the door so that your eyes are nice and bright. I don't do that every day. Then again, I don't wear makeup every day. 9 times out of 10, if I'm wearing makeup, I'm completing my whole look by making sure that my eyes are white. But I wear makeup maybe once a week. And I try to not even do that. Put a little chapstick on, just standard good old-fashioned chapstick. And I've been taking Urban Decay's Hex. It's like a purplish color. It's a lip liner. Tinted my lip with that. It's a 24/7 glide-on lip pencil. And I'm super bummed to tell you that they don't even make my favorite lip gloss anymore. Or at least I can't find it. This, since I was a teenager, is my freaking favorite. It was Victoria's Secret, and it's called Glampagne. It's just like the prettiest color, and I don't know why they don't make it. I mean, there's plenty of colors that are very similar to it, I'm sure, but that was my favorite, and I don't understand why they don't make it anymore. I can't find it. And even that is still more than my mother would do. That's it. That's enough. It's all going to melt off anyway, so why even bother? Men are not lying when they say they like a natural girl. You're beautiful just the way you are. But that being said, they also love a glamorous woman. So give them both. You don't have to be made up all the time. I'm trying to make it a special occasion when I get all glammed up and just get used to seeing myself the way I am. If a man can fall in love with me with these Palestinian dark circles that I have under my eyes, he won't know what the hell to do with himself when I get together. Okay? So there you have it. That's my summer advice. Less is more. I hope you guys like this video, and I hope that it encourages you to just be yourself and not have to do the most all the freaking time. Perfection is boring anymore. So yeah, that's that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you back here soon. Bye.